So, what is up, everybody? And welcome to episode. I forgot it again this week. You happy, Mark?
Yes.
You happy that I forgot the number of the episode? I think it's 48.
That's the shit I love to see.
Yes, episode 48 of the Hot Stove Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Nunez. I'm here with Mark and Austin. Josh will join us at some point, I guess. I don't know. But a couple housekeeping notes before we get started into the content. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hot Stove Pod. That's at Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. Here on the YouTube side, smash the subscribe button, hit the like, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff, right? Also, make sure to tune in to the radio show. Hope you did today, because there won't be a radio show next week. So when you tuned in earlier today, and Mark gave his famous cheesecake recipe, like I'm really
Jesus.
I'm really hoping that you enjoyed that episode of the radio earlier this morning on WQAQ. So there won't be one next week because it's Thanksgiving. I won't be here in Connecticut, so I won't have access to the station. But the following week, November 30th, I will be, right? The 30th? 29th. No, the 30th. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
November 30th. I'll be back in the studio. We'll be doing another radio show. But
sweet.
Hope you listened earlier this morning, and I hope that for Thanksgiving you're going to try out Mark's famous cheesecake, because I bet it's slamming.
Oh, it is.
Today we're going to do our NFL Midseason awards. It's something we do for pretty much every sport on this godforsaken show. But a couple of things in the meantime. We've got FanDuel to update the people on. So we'll do that real quick. This week was a bit of a shit show. Last couple weeks for fantasy and for real football haven't been the best. But Mark finished in last this week.
No, he's in third now.
Oh, he's in third now. He passed Josh.
He's only needs 1.5 points to pass me. I mean, this game's over, but
Christ. This whole thing is going to be show. I mean, we'll know by the end of the show. We'll circle back to this at the end of the show.
I can't believe this.
Let me.
Josh is for sure last, unless Cooper Kupp fumbles.
That's true. That would be tragic. We will circle back to this at the end of the show.
If Cooper Kupp catches a touchdown, I might just freak out.
There are 5 minutes of game time left, and Mark and myself both have points left on the board. Possible.
Who do you have?
I have Brandon Ayuk. So if the Niners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Niners are on the field right now. Anyways, we'll come back to that later. But right now, it's trivia time. Trivia's back, baby. Now, Austin, I told Mark before we started that I showed mercy on you guys this week, because I have a trivia question that I could give you. But I won't, because I'm not a mean person.
He disclosed the question and answers to me, and it would have taken us at least 3 years to get it right.
Yeah, so the question I had in the first place was name the top 10 players in Knicks history and player efficiency rating.
Wow.
Spoiler alert, number 1 is Enes Kanter.
Hey, no surprise. That guy's efficient.
Yeah. So that was
guy also sucks.
You know who else was on that list?
No.
Kyle O'Quinn was on that list. David Lee was on that list.
Many bad basketball players on this list.
So luckily I didn't give you that trivia question. You know, I didn't want to be here forever. Give me a second. I gotta turn the thermostat down. It's a little hot in here.
Ooh, getting a little steamy in Connecticut, I see.
Yeah. It's very cold outside, but in my apartment it's quite warm. Anyways, so Mike Zunino.
Oh, jeez.
Here we go.
Mike Zunino this season finished with, he's a right-handed batter, as we know.
Uh-huh.
Had some pretty dramatic splits, right?
Yeah, the baseball savant page is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
So Mike Zunino, terrible against right-handed pitching, finished this season with the 8th best season in terms of slugging percentage against the left-handed batters in baseball history. He had an .868 slug against left-handed batters this season.
I hate Mike Zunino.
There are 8 other players in the top 10, meaning one of them has done it twice.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to give me the 8 other players that occupy the top 10 as a right-handed batter against left-handed pitching.
McGuire.
No.
Sosa.
Sammy Sosa did it in 2001, correct. 882 OPS in 2000.
A-Rod.
No.
Rafael Palmeiro.
No.
I mean,
I'm just thinking of steroid guys right now. Get
I
them
just
out
gotta
of
keep
steroid
whopping down the list. Pujols.
No.
Miguel Cabrera.
No.
Okay. This list is fraudulent.
It's really not. I'll tell you this. One of the players, I'll tell you this. The one player who's done it twice is still playing. Correct.
This is all fraudulent.
JD Martinez?
Mark, what the hell? It is JD Martinez. JD Martinez in 2017 and 2019 had an 892 OPS, or not OPS, slugging percentage, and an 887 slugging percentage against lefties, respectively.
I'm being scammed.
All I was thinking was 2017 when he had that ridiculous second half with Arizona. I was like, yeah, that probably helped.
When if he didn't split leagues, he would have won MVP.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the years for the rest of these guys. We got 6 players remaining. We've got 1966.
Okay.
1990. 1994. 1996. 2000 and 2007.
Juan Gonzalez.
Juan Gonzalez did it in 1996.
1966.
Hank Aaron.
No.
Oh. Clemente?
Okay.
No. The guy who did it in 1966 is the one guy I'm not familiar with.
L. K-Line?
No.
No,
He was a corner infielder.
Eddie Matthews?
No.
I mean,
Is he a Hall of Famer?
No. He did win an MVP in his career, though.
Dick Allen?
Correct.
wow.
Who?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Austin. I kind of set you up for failure with this question, huh?
This is crazy. I named 5 of the top 10 right-handed hitters of all time, and I guess where I'm at, huh?
Dick Allen should be in the Hall of Fame. So what were the other years? It was 90, 94, 2000, and 07?
Correct. Yep.
Like Piazza was a Reuter, right?
Yeah, somewhat.
He's not correct, though.
No, I think 94 might be Bagwell.
94 is Bagwell.
He won MVP that year in the strike-shortened season.
Is 07 Manny?
07 is not Manny. And how many games did they play in 94? Jeff Bagwell played 110 games.
Yeah, I think they played like 120.
I'm getting
Jeff Bagwell.
Absolutely scammed.
07. Yeah, A-Rod and
1990, 2000, and 2007. Ranking.
A-Rod and Manny, not the answers, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I was like 2000 and 2007 for it to not be A-Rod and Manny is surprising. He was a lefty. Trying to think who the 07 MVPs were. Yeah, Jimmy Rollins in the National League.
Clue.
I can give you if he finished in the MVP race, I will give it to you.
Okay.
He did. He finished 24th in MVP voting in 2007.
Oh,
that helps.
I can't give you much more information other than he's a National League player. Because if I give you any more information, it will give the question away. Or it will give him away.
David Wright.
No.
Oh, come on.
Outfielder.
Come on. Come on.
National League outfielder, 2007, right-handed.
I am stunned. Color me shocked.
I got Dick Allen before I got the guy that I'll remember when he played.
You know what I think? I think I'm in line with the audience. The audience tonight, they're listening. They're saying the same names I'm saying, and it's just not coming.
This player, by the way, did play in 2020, but not in 2021.
2020? Holy shnikes, Batman! I don't know
What position did you say?
He's an outfielder.
Ryan Braun?
You mentioned steroid guys. Ryan Braun.
Oh,
in his rookie year in 2007.
Yeah, he was ridiculous.
Had
Like 330.
Had a 964 slug against left-handed batters.
What?
Left-handed pitchers in his rookie season.
It's insanity.
He had one of the best rookie seasons in history.
You got Bagwell, right, right, Mark?
Yeah.
So Bagwell is number one on that list. In 1994, he had a 1095 slug against lefties that year.
What?
Mm-hmm. Bagwell in 94 was something else.
That doesn't even make sense.
All right, so 90 and 2000.
Yep, and I'll tell you, these guys are tied for ninth. They both had an 854 slug against lefties that season.
I don't know if I can name anybody who played in 2000 anymore.
The guy in 1990 is a first baseman.
Frank Thomas?
No.
Chipper Jones.
No. And the guy who played in 2000 was a third baseman.
Chipper Jones.
Also no.
He was also a switch hitter.
Yeah, he did it already.
The 1 year he batted all right-handed. I remember it well.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Could you give me the MVP voting hint for either of these guys again?
Sure. The guy in 2000 did not get an MVP vote.
Oh, of course he didn't.
He was an All-Star that year, but he did not get a single MVP vote. And the guy in 1990 finished second in MVP voting.
Okay, so who are the 1990 MVPs and who did they beat? I used to be able to do this.
All of your time on Baseball Encyclopedia, right?
I am on Baseball Reference for at least 3 hours a day.
Were you one of those kids that had the Baseball Almanac and you just plumbed through it every day?
No, I never had like the Baseball Stats Almanac.
Well, that was Mike Schrader, friend of the show. This is an absolute nerd. Any person, any baseball stat from like 2004 to like 2011, Mike has you. He's got you.
Yeah, I never had like the Baseball Almanac, but I just spend so much time on Baseball Reference that I look at these things when I have no business in doing so.
It's Josh. Stop saying that.
Daddy's home. Okay.
Okay, Josh.
Oh. Yeah. Good luck, Josh.
What's the
question?
So
don't tell Josh I said any of the answers. Just say yes or no to his guesses.
Okay, so Josh, to catch you up on the trivia question, Mike Zunino had an 868 slugging percentage against left-handed pitchers this season, which is 8th all-time for right-handed batters. I'm asking these guys to name the other 8 players that occupy the top 10 because one of them did it twice.
The other 8 players in the top 10 as a right-handed batter.
Against in slugging percentage against left-handed pitchers. Yes.
So pitchers who just rake against, hitters who just rake against lefties. It's right.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
We're down to the final 2.
Final 2? Okay.
A bunch of people have been guessed.
Okay. Right-handed hitters.
And I'll tell you the same things I've told Mark about the final 2. It is a 1990. The season was in 1990. He was a first baseman, and the second player did this in 2000 as a third baseman.
Oh, the year 2000 or the 2000s?
The year 2000.
Year 2000.
Okay.
I have the MVP winners for 1990 in my head. I'm just going
Just
through.
for reference, Josh, the guy who played in 1990 finished second in MVP voting that year, and Mark is trying to muster that from the recesses.
1990 first baseman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen for me.
Who finished second in MVP voting.
The AL MVP in 1990 was Ricky Henderson, if I remember correctly.
I don't know.
And
it was Ricky Henderson. I'm looking at it right now.
Was it the guy that finished behind him?
No comment.
God.
Well, it would have had to have been. You said he finished second.
Could have finished second in the National League.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
I think
here.
it was
Okay.
Bonds in the National League that year as well for the Pirates.
Bonds was a lefty, eh?
Yeah.
What about can I just look up a guy to see what hand he hits? Or should I just say his name?
It was Barry Bonds. In 19.
I'm gonna go with, because I think I was reading about this guy. I don't remember if it was 1990 or not, but I know he finished second at least once. Was it Cecil Fielder?
Cecil Fielder finished second in MVP voting twice. Once in 1991, which was when Cal Ripken won MVP.
That's the one I was reading about.
And once in 1990 when Ricky Henderson won MVP. That year, Cecil Fielder had an .854 slug against left-handed pitching and finished second in the MVP race. Now, the final guy remaining, like I mentioned, third American League third baseman,
in 2000,
who was an all-star and did not receive a single MVP vote that season. I'll tell you, his best MVP finish was 30th in voting.
30.
2000?
Yeah.
The year 2000.
Yeah.
So he's an older guy. Is it too old for?
It's not Beltray, is it? He
No.
must have finished higher than 30th, yeah.
I said Beltray was good at baseball.
So this guy was nothing special?
When did?
He's got 320 home runs over the course of his career.
That's pretty solid.
Career 254 batter.
Okay.
Over.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
No, over 6,300 plate appearances.
I
Played
have
a lot.
crazy guess.
Jesus Christ! Did you get it?
Is it Hank Blaylock?
No,
Okay.
It's Hank Blank.
no.
He was the third baseman on the Rangers when him and Teixeira were coming up together.
It is
Just a
not
big
Hank
slugger.
Blaylock. This guy is definitely country strong. Now that I'm looking at him, 6'5".
I'm just
6'5".
out now. I'm just trying to find the answer now.
Jeremy Burnitz?
No.
I found the answer. I can't believe it.
Is it someone have you ever heard of this man before, Austin?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so that
Would I have heard of him? Also?
that helps.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
That helps me a little bit.
That's a maybe. I knew him in his last couple years in the league.
I'll tell you this: he has won a World Series in his career.
Yep. This is just a strange.
Troy Gloss?
Troy Gloss is the correct answer, Mark.
2002 Angels. I
yes.
started in 2000 and I was like, oh, yeah.
And in 2000, he had an .854 OPS or slugging percentage against lefties, en route to one of his 4 career All-Star selections. Led the majors in home runs that year with 47 in 2000.
Best that I missed that because I would have embarrassed myself. I wouldn't have known anything. The only
Josh,
No,
thing,
I got 0.
The other 6.
huh? Do I want to hear him? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So the other 6 we have, other than Troy Glaus and Cecil Fielder, We have Sammy Sosa in 2001.
Heard of
We have Juan Gonzalez in 1996.
Nope.
We have Dick Allen in 1966.
Mark got Dick Allen.
Should be
talking
in the
about
Hall
Mark-
of Fame. I was talking about Dick Allen earlier today on the radio.
Who the hell is Dick Allen?
Wait, you
Where
got
did
it.
he
We were
play?
talking about him earlier today on the radio.
1912.
I was talking about Dick Allen earlier today on the radio, asking a friend of the radio show I'm on, Bud Poliquin, if he should be in the Hall of Fame.
When the hell did he play? Dick Allen.
1966 was this particular year. He won MVP that season.
He's an MVP winner.
Yeah,
Dick
yeah.
Allen. Dick Allen. Are you?
Anyways, we've got Ryan Braun, who did it his rookie year in 2007.
Okay. Okay.
We've got Jeff Bagwell from 1994.
Big time. Big time.
And then the more recent one was JD Martinez, who is on that top 10 list twice
Awesome.
in
You didn't
2017 and 2019.
That's your boy.
No, I was too busy guessing the good right-handed hitters of all time. You know, like A-Rod and Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera. None of them have ever come close, I guess.
I had in the last round, like the third baseman guys. The only guys I was thinking about was Chipper Jones, left-handed, and Scott Rowland was the other one that came to mind. Just for a third baseman who played in the 2000s.
Scott Rowland wouldn't have been a bad guess.
That's the only people I know who played in 2000.
But
I
I'm
don't know
glad
if
you
Chipper
guys
Jones-
didn't go back too far because the stipulation of the stat was that it was post 1947. So
So Mark didn't have too big of an advantage because obviously
Mark
47.
couldn't have picked like
Mark's right.
Shoeless Joe.
Liquor Williams or something like that.
Yeah.
You know. By the way, before we get into our actual content, the Monday Night Football game is officially wrapped, so we can update the FanDuel contest now.
I got third now.
Austin did get third. Mark did pass him.
We were all within 5
second.
points.
Mark finished in second this week. So Josh recorded his fourth last place finish of the season. You know, because
I was
apparently
leading the whole week.
Daddy's home now. That's what I've heard.
I was leading the whole
Daddy,
week.
Daddy's in last place a lot.
How did you guys catch me?
Austin got his first
Good.
third place finish of the season.
You had a really bad lineup, Josh. Like other than like 3
I
players, you had
by the
like
way, I
you had like
won,
6
I had
guys to get less than fucking 7.
I had
We
one-
all had a
I
really
won,
bad lineup.
I had 2 zeros in my lineup, and I won.
I had a 0 and a -2.
What is this? You had a really bad lineup. All of our lineups sucked.
Well, no,
Yeah,
but like
none of
I
us
had
had
a
good
15,
weeks.
14, 26, 10, 21. You had literally like 6 players get 7 or less. Like 6
the best
players
stack
be
of the
like
week.
useful.
And the best stack
Sure.
of the week.
That doesn't mean anything if the players you built around it all played. Every one of them played terrible.
Oh, don't worry. You think that was a bad lineup? Wait until you hear this week's. I'm in 2 games this week. Sorry, 3 games.
Jesus.
2 games, I think. My entire lineup's in 2 games.
He's loading up.
That's obscene.
You got to put that shit in the Millie Maker, son. Go ham
Yeah.
on that.
Nobody
All right.
expected.
We're going to get into our actual content.
What? Doing content
Yeah.
this week?
Content.
We're doing content this week? What are you talking about?
What is this content thing you speak?
This is everyone's got the same answers as me, I would guess. So
Yeah.
I would not assume that if I were you.
I mean, these are a lock. All these answers are locks.
Anyways, we're getting to some NFL midseason awards. And mind you, I'm going to be fidgeting with these tickets the entire game because I always need something to play with. So I got 2 Quinnipiac Sporting tickets. I've got a ticket from the women's hockey game against Providence from a few weeks ago and a ticket from the this was from the basketball game. It says it's for the hockey game, but it was from the basketball game last week. Because my name still isn't on the list for credentials. So every time I go to get a media credential to cover the game, you know, the thing that
buy
I'm
a
supposed
ticket?
to be doing, I have to get a ticket.
What?
Luckily, the tickets are free. So
Oh, okay.
they just give me a ticket. But it's annoying that I still don't have my name on the credential list.
Yeah, someone-
Anyways,
Stop
They're
disrespecting
D1
my
school
boy.
and they're not charging for tickets?
yeah, the tickets are, I mean, the school costs like $65,000 to go to.
Yeah.
They can afford to not charge us for fucking tickets.
I have to pay my ticket at Syracuse, those
Yeah.
red bastards.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
like,
LSU tickets aren't
that?
cheap.
I didn't have to pay at Dayton. It was free to students at Dayton too.
Maybe I do got to talk to someone. I don't know that I don't have to pay. Because that is highway robbery. Now that you're talking about it, I should fight the man.
I've spent the last 2 weeks like talking to SIDs and getting information and whatnot, and I still can't get my goddamn name on the list for fucking media credentials. I'm gonna go back in a couple weeks to do. I'm gonna try to do play-by-play for the St. Peter's game in like 2 weeks, and I'm gonna walk in like 90 minutes before tip-off, and they're still not gonna have my goddamn credentials. And I'm gonna be annoyed. All right, be very annoyed. Anyways, NFL awards, right? What do we want to start with? Anyone got a suggestion? What award we want to start with?
Do you want to start with the deep boy?
Sure.
I think the MVP is the most exciting.
Well, yeah, you end with MVP because it's the most important one.
Yeah.
This is a warm up for when we do
Austin.
the Stovies next month. Just remember that.
Excellent. Austin, who's your lock then? Who's this everyone has him guy?
I mean, everyone just says Myles Garrett, right?
I do.
I don't see a reason why anyone else should be getting. I mean, TJ Watt is up there for sure, but he's missed some games. He's obviously about to miss some more games. Myles Garrett has just been the best defensive player by far.
Doesn't he have like 12 sacks?
Yeah, I don't know how many. He had 12 sacks going into yesterday's game.
Oh,
I don't even care about
I don't know if he got
stats.
yesterday.
Just watch him play. He wins every down, every single down.
To be fair, if we're doing the just watch him play metric, Aaron Donald is the best defensive player in the NFL.
I don't know if that's true anymore.
I got to actually, you know what's funny? I got something I'll send to you guys. That is a pro Aaron Donald stat thing.
If you guys all think that Myles Garrett should be the defensive player of the year for the NFL, you should go make a bet on that because I don't even think he's top 5 in betting odds.
He's
What?
top 1. He's top 1 in betting odds actually right now, according to most sites.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I did just.
He's top 2 and he's not 2.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you
I'm
2.
sending you guys
Fine,
sending you guys this video. About it's like defensive stats this season.
Josh, is yours Trayvon Diggs?
I mean, for the same reason, like stats wise, I just can't not pick a guy who's at a pick in every game this season, but one. Like that's just stat wise. You want to talk stats? I don't care about any of the advanced analytics that Austin tells me about every week and why he's actually bad. I overlook those because he's getting picks. So
look at the video I just sent you guys. It's a graph comparing double team rate and pass rush win rate in the NFL. I'll show you why Aaron Donald's the best defensive player in football. Anyways.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Myles Garrett's my pick. I don't really give a shit, to be frank with you. Defensive player of the year is not something I really get myself all up in a tizzy about.
Yeah, me neither.
It's either you pick the guy who leads the league in sacks or you pick the guy who leads the league in picks. That's what the vote's gonna be. 2 years ago it was Stephon Diggs. Not Stephon Diggs. Stephon Gilmore. Last year it was Aaron Donald. What are we doing here?
If Stephon Diggs is out here winning depoys, the fact that he isn't winning MVPs should be troublesome.
Well, it was like when Zeke won Offensive Rookie of the Year and Dak won Rookie of the Year. Their rookie year because Dak clearly played better defense than Zeke that year.
Yeah, wait a minute. I forgot. There's an all-around Rookie of the Year, isn't there? Damn, that's gonna be fun. I get to make. Okay.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we'll move on to Rookie of the Year.
Is this the all-around?
Yeah, I didn't want to
offensive defense.
Multiple of that.
My bad.
So, who wants to go first? Because I still have to look it up because I didn't put any effort.
Unfortunately, I just have another lock, so I mean, who cares anymore?
Who's your guy?
My lock is Mac Jones. He's been the best quarterback by far out of this draft class so far, and he's led a pretty disgustingly bad team on offense to a 6-4 record. And they're not doing it by just smothering people and shutting them out. They're scoring points. Yesterday they had Ramondre Stevenson as their RB1, and he still put up 45 on Cleveland. So
well, I'm not convinced Ramondre Stevenson isn't the best running back currently playing for the Patriots, for what it's worth.
Well, sure, but He's definitely not the best running back playing in any other 25 teams. So I don't know that it's something to really be too excited about.
Yeah, this is funny because if it was gonna just be Offensive Player of the Year or Offensive Rookie of the Year, it would have been Jamar Chase. But overall Rookie of the Year, I am gonna go Mac Jones.
Yeah, it's Mac Jones.
Yeah,
And
that makes a lot of sense.
I don't know why, but that's just a weird offensive. You make it that, and I'll give it to a skill position because what Jamar Chase is doing is crazy. He's top 5 in yards while being 40 receptions below the other guys that are up there at 30. But yeah, his yards per catch is nuts.
Jamar Chase is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Very good at football. I'm glad the ball wasn't too big for him. It really is good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. As much as Mac Jones is has now become the pick. Had you asked me this 2 days ago, I probably would have said Jamar Chase or something like that, or even I don't know, right?
I basically was saying flip a coin. I'm fine with either of them winning this award.
But we'll get into this next when we talk about our biggest surprises of the season. Yeah, we'll get into that in a moment. Anyways, I'd like to just put my hat out there for the big man. He's not going to get a vote, but give some goddamn love to Rashawn Slater. Jesus, I forgot his name as I was trying to say it. Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle for the Chargers. Big man has been putting in the work this year.
I like it. It's a good pick.
I'm a big fan of offensive line play. So, if I had to vote, I'd vote for Rashawn Slater just because I could.
That was Josh doing over here.
I don't know. He's talking to somebody.
My brother's got a betting problem now too.
Great.
He just came in and goes, "Who won?" And actually, he's been betting dogs all year. Maybe he bet the
Who won?
Niners.
Was he not watching the game that he was betting?
He doesn't like sports. He just likes betting. He's a degenerate. Yeah, that's a true degenerate. He doesn't even care for the sport.
I love it.
Me the last time he texted me on Thursday Night Football, Jets Colts, and he goes, "So would you bet the Jets tonight?" I go, "I am betting, and I'm not betting the Jets. Nobody should bet the Jets." He goes, "Yeah, but just to win the game." And I go, "No, they're 10-point underdogs." I go, "That means that people think they're gonna lose the game by a touchdown and some." He goes, "It's like if I bet 100, I win 400 though." And I go, "Yeah, because that's how crazy this is. You shouldn't do it." And he goes, "All right, I got 150 on the Jets." And I was like, "What? What are you doing? What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, it was close." I go, "No, it wasn't. They lost by 15. They got blown out. The game was never close." He goes,
"It was close.
There's next week.
It was close. Don't worry about it."
Yeah,
I hope you bet the Jets again this week too.
I try not to even ask.
Yeah. What are you guys? Oh, sorry. Shit. This is what happens when you record a podcast at 11:00 at night. What are your guys' biggest surprises of the NFL season so far?
It was hard for me to come up with one, but then I thought about it and I was like, man, I thought the Patriots were going to be really bad. And they're pretty good, and I think they're just going to keep doing this because I think Mac Jones is a lot better than I was giving him credit for, and a lot of people were giving him credit for. So I'm going to go with the Patriots entire season. I wasn't thinking about it at first because I'm so used to the Patriots being good that it shouldn't be a surprise when they are. But yeah, give me the Pats.
Yeah, so the Patriots are also my pick for the biggest surprise of the year. I saw a tweet earlier today that summed it up pretty quickly. That was like, "Oh look, it was basically I hope you guys had fun, last year when the Patriots were bad, because here we are again. We're 10 weeks into the season, and the Patriots are rounding into form as one of the most balanced teams in the NFL and can beat anybody. We're just back to the same rigmarole that we've had for the last 20 years or so. Have fun, NFL." And I was like, yeah, that tracks. That absolutely tracks. I'll sit on the L right now. I'm gonna take a quick sit on the cactus and turn sideways, and say that I was wrong about Mac Jones.
Yeah, I was as well.
I was wrong. He's good at football.
San Francisco should have drafted him? Question mark?
San Francisco probably should have drafted him.
Like, yeah, how about that? When like all the reports, I thought about this the other day, where like everyone was like, it's definitely for Mac Jones. It's 100% Mac. And everyone's like, why the hell would they trade up for that loser?
Well,
And then-
so you know it's funny because they still would have placed him as like the third. Because here's the thing, I don't know. I don't like doing this whole like this guy is going to be better than everyone moving forward, right? And I still think that in terms of overall ceiling, quote unquote, that I would probably say that Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields have a better quote unquote ceiling. Admittedly, Trevor Lawrence looks broken right now. That's what can happen to when you get put in one of the worst situations possible as a quarterback. So if I were putting my money on long-term upside for any of these rookie quarterbacks, I'd probably still put it on Justin Fields. But in terms of situation to succeed in, looks like the Patriots just got another guy that they can kind of just tote out there for the next 15 years. And
I swear if Mac Jones wins 4 Super Bowls, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah.
But
I'm
the
not
Red
going to go
Sox
that
fan-
far. I don't know what the future holds, right? Like there's a lot of turnover that'll happen within the next couple of years that happens with every NFL team. But as long as Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels are there, I find no reason to believe the Patriots won't just be good with Mac Jones moving forward.
Yeah.
Again, I was wrong. All right. I knew he was accurate coming in, but he's been a lot better at decision making than I thought he would be. He's been a lot better at going beyond his first read, for example. He's had a lot better pocket awareness than I thought he would. But he's been a lot better outside of the Alabama system than I expected. So really my biggest surprise this year has been Mac Jones. But the Patriots as a whole, I think, can suffice as an answer for me. But what about you, Josh and Austin?
I'll go. Mine kind of connects in with the Rookie of the Year talk as well. The Bengals for me is my biggest surprise because similarly, I think the Patriots aren't because it saved my. This is the one time where like my true hatred and vicious hate for the Buffalo Bills helped because I was like, no, the Patriots still got a shot in the division. They're good. Don't worry. So I get out on that for a luck drop. But the Bengals, I thought were going to be like real dookie. And I think, the last time we saw them, they did lose to the Jets before this bye week. I'm pretty sure, right? Is that their last game?
Yeah.
So recency bias, don't let it forget that a week before that, I was ready to call them a contender for the Super Bowl. I still think they're like a strong playoff contender. The Browns seem to have poopied themselves and, browned it up over there. Pittsburgh's terrible. So, like, clearly the division still has a chance for them. But the Bengals are really good. And also, you prove me wrong, kind of if you're saying you're wrong. Jamar Chase maybe is just that big of an impact to Joe Burrow, which is one thing sad for Joe Burrow, that a number one guy just makes that big of an impact for him. I think like you should be able to kind of be
sad
good.
for him. Joe Burrow
It's also been his number one guy for most of his adult life.
Yeah, but he needs your
part of
buddy.
his adult
You can't
life.
do it without your guy.
Joe Burrow stinks.
He
Don't
played
Yeah.
well last year before he got
Yeah,
had a
exactly. But
catastrophic
now
injury.
he's blowing up. Now he's blowing up. It's on the back. But also poo-poo me for thinking that they were stupid for not taking Penny Sewell, because he hasn't died yet. He's like in the top 15 in terms of getting sacked, so
He
it's
hasn't died yet.
fine. So good on them. Don't waste it on some fatty you can find down at the Dollar Tree. Awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Just some fat find down at the Dollar Tree.
I guess my surprise is the Dolphins being a bottom 5 team. I mean, before this week against the Ravens, they were a bottom 3 team. And I still think they're pretty bad, but their defense has gotten better. But their defense has been like the worst in the NFL this year. But I mean, I know they've had injuries. Byron Jones and Xavier Howard have been in and out, in and out, in and out. But damn, that team sucks. And Tua can't do anything but throw slant routes and post routes to Mike Gesicki, and Jacoby Brissett can do far less than that somehow. And their offense isn't explosive. Their defense doesn't force turnovers or do anything. It's like the complete opposite of last year Dolphins, where you thought they were heading in the right direction. They just stink.
Well, and it sucks for me because like in the couple of games that Tua's actually played, he's played well. Like, the team can't run the ball for shit and they can't defend. But like what they've been asking Tua to do has been working. It's just the fact that Jacoby Brissett has started like 5 games this season.
Yeah.
And then started a 6th where he came out and then Tua came in and like their handling of Tua has been strange to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't we mention it last week or something that Tua still hasn't started a full season? Like he's at like 14 or 13 starts right now.
I think we were talking about Hurts, but Tua is even less than that. He's at like 8 or 9 career starts right.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. And we're ready to like crown him or whatever. I will say, I'm a Tua stan, but it's soft. It's soft and not be ready to go to start and then come in and play fine. That's soft. You got to question the guy's heart.
I don't know.
That is very strange to me. It seems like a team decision to me, and it seems really weird.
Yeah.
But also, there's a part of me that thinks Tua could just say, I'm playing.
Yeah. You'd like to think you'd give the trust in that guy, but also, like Ncaa said, the way they've handled him, Tua might not have any say.
Yeah.
We're going to bring in Fitzy. Actually, we're going to take him out. You're back in.
But actually, you look at the standings, it's kind of chalk. If you really look at all all the division standings, if you had to guess before the season, like most of them are pretty like, yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah. NFC
I mean, the only
West
division
is
is like the NFC West is like, I guess, but Arizona, it's not like they were a bad team going in. It wasn't crazy to think they could be winning the division.
No, any 4 of those could have been anywhere, I think, and you would have been like, it's chalk. That's how it should
I mean, like Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Dallas, Kansas City, Tennessee, Baltimore, Buffalo. I mean,
Tennessee was another one for me to be like shocking because
I'm just surprised their defense isn't
really well. Yes.
Terrible.
And they're doing really, really well on the reasons not why we thought so going into the season. Like Julio Jones is actually garbage still. He can't stay healthy and he's not good when he plays. And then Derrick Henry's been hurt and they're still moving the ball and like scoring. This week was, questionable, but like Ryan Tannehill's still good without Arthur Smith. Like it took a while, but they've got a 6-game win streak working and nobody's talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the other ones we have? Coach of the year, right? Is it the next?
I thought that was comeback player of the year.
No, it's coach of the year.
Who the hell cares about the coach? I didn't write a coach.
Comeback player of the year is Dak. What the hell do we need to talk about that?
Is it Dak? Does it have to be Dak?
Yeah,
who'd you put?
Dakota. Adrian Peterson.
So coach of the year, right?
Well, I'll say it because we were just talking about him. I think it's Mike Vrabel. I mean, the Titans, as of right now, I knocked over a soda bottle. If they keep what they're doing up right now, like he's gonna walk to a coach of the year victory.
Fair,
but
I hadn't really considered that.
Like, it's just that, this team. If you said Julio Jones is gonna stink and get hurt, and Derrick Henry's gonna get hurt, I would have said, "Oh, the Titans are winning 6 games. That's cool." 3-2.
I don't want to say anything, Mark, but in terms of walking to coach of the year, I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to have something to say about that.
I agree. That's my pick as well.
It's just one of those things where I think that the adversity sort of, Derrick Henry's the best running back in football.
Kyler Murray was the best quarterback in football until he got hurt. And they won a game
he's not
without
out the rest of the season.
It's fair, but we haven't seen the rest of the season play out, and I think Arizona's gone through just as much adversity. They've been missing their 2 best players for 2 straight weeks.
That's fair.
I mean, going forward, obviously Vrabel's going to face more, but you would expect them to finally take a dip once the rest of the season goes forward. I mean, unless Mike Vrabel's really God and he just pushes these guys to the limit. He's like Dan Campbell on crack.
Is it? Am I a shithead for just saying that it should be Bill Belichick?
He was my original pick, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to do it.
How many is it one, and why isn't it more?
That's a good question.
I'm guessing it's not a lot, but
I picked Cliff Kingsbury, and I don't even think he's that good of a coach.
He's a bad
Yeah,
coach.
we've had this conversation before about whether or not he's actually that good. Bill Belichick has won Coach of the Year 3 times.
Not
That
enough.
feels. That's what I say. Why isn't it more?
Second
Like,
most in NFL history.
I want to talk about Tomlin having nothing but 8 and 8s. I mean, how many under 11 win seasons is Bill Belichick had? I mean, good Christ.
The only person with more coach. Does anybody know the answer for the only coach with more than 3 Coach of the Years?
Tom Landry.
No.
Bill Parcells.
No.
Uh,
I'll give you a trivia point. You get it right.
Andy Reid.
Lombardi.
Not Andy Reid, and it's not Vince Lombardi.
Oh, I don't have an
Somebody
answer.
had 4 of them.
Yes, somebody did have 4 of them. You've already danced around it. In terms of the greatest coaches of all time, you're not leaving very many names out.
Dennis Green.
No. Rest in peace, Dennis Green.
Jimmy
Go ahead,
Johnson.
crown this fool. Crown.
What'd you say, Mark?
Jimmy Johnson.
No.
That was a good coach. What are you talking about? Talent.
Shula.
Lovey Smith.
Oh,
No, what'd you say,
Yes.
Mark?
I said Shula.
Yeah, it's Don Shula.
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, you said it, and that's instantly one of the ones was like, oh yeah, that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
That-
Don Shula.
Yeah.
Once again, clean sweep on the trivia points for me tonight. That's
That's
Yep.
brutal.
What rat? Sorry, screw you, Mark. What rat didn't vote Jonathan India as Rookie of the Year? There's one. 29 out of 30 unanimous first place. Someone got a vote.
I can probably find it. They released the ballots.
Oh, so somebody either voted Trevor Rogers or who was the other guy? Carlson? Daniel Carlson?
Dylan Carlson.
Dillon? Okay.
Dylan Carlson. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry to derail the football there. I just saw it pop up. On
No, I mean I'm kind of surprised that Jonathan India was that close to being unanimous.
Josh, you're gonna hate this.
To be honest
It was
with
a
you.
Cincinnati writer.
What? What?
A Cincinnati writer voted
Yeah,
for
that's
Trevor
smart guy.
Daniel Rogers.
Hear me out. You
Smart
shouldn't
guy.
automatically be beholden to voting for the players of the team that you cover.
Well, I agree,
Shouldn't,
but you
also
don't like to see
should
when
be
they don't.
fired the next day. Get out.
No,
What?
he should just be allowed to have his opinion.
Sure, but
He
find
should be
some other way
allowed
to
to
fire.
vote as he sees fit. Is what he should be doing.
What is this? Who cares? No, he shouldn't. You have to do what your company tells you, and you move forward.
No, you
Just like the
shouldn't.
guys.
This
in
is
the
Josh. That if that were a thing, this is why you quote unquote hate the media.
I know, because I think I'm just gonna get up there
Because
and
you
they'll
just
be
think
like,
that
"Hey man,
happens.
you can get a
all
choice."
over
I
the
go,
place.
"No, I gotta say the guy." It's like, no, you can really pick whoever you want. I go, "No, I get it. Pick, okay, I'll pick
Because
whoever I
you
want."
think that that's how every newsroom works.
Hey man, I'm just being real progressive about it. We're
That's
trying to
not.
make
I don't
change.
think that word means what you think it means. Being real progressive. I don't think that means that.
Let me take a look at the tape after this. I get back to you.
Yeah. Check the tape.
All right.
Check the tape.
We've got one more award here.
Permission
Scott.
to go first because I feel like Austin's gonna not like it, and I got some arguing to do before I start this quiz. I gotta get done.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little "Who am I?" Okay, Austin, you pay attention. I'm second in completion percentage this year, third behind Teddy
How many-
Bridgewater and Dak
How many
Prescott.
pick sixes do you have in the last 2 games?
This wasn't filmed before tonight. If you think it's someone from tonight, I'm third in touchdowns. I am third in yards per attempt. I am who? Austin.
Can I buzz in?
Oh, Nunez.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Incorrect. Any other guesses, Mark? Trivia question. If you get it, trivia point.
Is it Matthew Stafford?
That's right, Mark. You are correct. I'm
Clean
Matthew
sweep. Mark
Stafford.
now has 10 trivia points on the night.
This is. I'm not gonna lie. MVP is crazy. It changes every week with me.
Yeah.
Stafford got the ability of not playing yet this week when I did it, and then as it's watching, I'm going, all right. Well, this changes everything. Like any one of you could say a name, and I'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. Like James Robinson should win MVP. I don't know. Like, I got nothing.
Still give it to Derrick Henry? Yeah, okay.
Sure, he's still
James
out.
Robinson, good at football. If anyone was
Yeah.
Well,
wondering.
it's clear that Derrick Henry isn't valuable.
No, that's
well, I digress. They ran the ball at like 2.4 yards per carry without him there, but
And they're winning,
Winning
games.
games.
Running backs don't matter.
Running backs don't matter.
no.
Running backs don't matter.
Running backs generally don't matter. Derrick Henry is like the one running back that matters. Not for nothing, but at least this week they played a JV offense. So, yeah. I'm still not
fair
convinced
enough.
the Saints are an actual football team right now. Regardless of
I completely agree with that.
Thank you, poo-poo. Kids are saying.
I'm gonna go with the better quarterback for the MVP so far this season. I'm gonna go with Thomas Brady.
I'm also going to go with Sir Thomas Brady.
Thomas Brady also has comes out and throws 2 interceptions on the first 2 drives syndrome sometimes as well. But I think he's just been more consistent. But it's honestly they've been the same. Him and Stafford have been the same for me. But I think that Tom Brady just had more of those 4 touchdown electric games where they just dominate, and that's really all I can say.
They play the Giants on Monday night next week.
That's going to be, oh boy.
Honestly, it's really close between Tom Brady and Stafford for me, but I just think Tom Brady's been a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for you guys, my pick is neither of those people.
That's fair.
And like Josh said, MVP's nuts.
Trayvon Diggs.
If you told me Josh Allen, I could get with that. If you told me Lamar Jackson, I could get with that. Lamar Jackson would probably be second or third for me, for what it's worth. And people are really underselling just how fucking good Lamar Jackson has been this season. It's the best season right now.
Until the Dolphins game.
Paying attention to that. Until the Dolphins game. But again, like I'm not one that's going to sit here and kill a guy over one poor game.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I like.
That's why I killed Stafford, because now he's had 2 bad games.
Mark goes as a joke. Mark goes when we get on the call. He goes, "Rams, bad team." Everybody's asking. And I go, "Oh, they're just having a bad night."
Well, this is their second bad game now. Remember the Titans?
Right.
Blown out
well, they did play a night game earlier this season. They beat the shit out of the Bears. So, you know.
They've played 2 good teams and they got blown out both times, and then they just played a Niners team, got blown out again. I starting to think the Rams are fakers. Worst team NFL. Robert Woods, most valuable player, clearly.
Robert Woods, I think, also is a lot more valuable in that offense than people realize. Like, he does so many things. This is going to be the most
guy on top of being a good receiver.
This is going to be the most cliche shit on the planet. He does so many things that don't show up on the stat sheet.
There it is.
Yeah.
Are we talking about a white fullback that gets taken in the 5th round?
No, I'm not talking about a fullback prospect out of South Tennessee State Central University. No, I'm not talking about him. But anyways, if you told me Josh Allen, I could get with that. If you told me Lamar Jackson, I could get with that. If you told me, that's about it. Actually, I think we've reached the end of the list of the names. But my pick is going to be one Dakota Prescott.
Oh,
that's hot. But I mean,
you want to talk the consistency quotient. With the exception of the Denver game, Dak Prescott has been the most consistent quarterback in the NFL this season. From the Tennessee game, not the Tennessee game, the Tampa Bay game. I don't know why I said Tennessee. From the Tampa Bay game where he balled out, after to have lost, but he balled out all the way up until last week. And then what I told Josh yesterday was the statement of all statements yesterday against the Atlanta Falcons. Franchise record 29 points in the second quarter.
Pretty good.
Yesterday, by the way. And you know what they didn't do? They did not take Dak Prescott out of that game.
Nope.
They did.
Until the fourth quarter, right?
Oh, yeah. For some reason. I mean, that was.
They kept him in. They kept him in. Why? To keep running up the score on them bitches. To prove why this Dallas Cowboys team is still a Super Bowl contender.
Thank God you didn't hear me yesterday. I was complaining. It was the third period. I'm going, throw it deep! Throw it deep!
That doesn't surprise me at all that you were.
I want blood. Okay?
I thought you wanted a Cowboys fan.
Oh, sorry. My retirement fandom went into effect officially. It ended at 12:59 Eastern time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's right.
You know who's gonna sneaky? This is stupid to say out loud. You know who's gonna sneaky win MVP? It's gonna be Pat Mahomes. Because he's gonna lead the league in yards and touchdowns. He's already on pace.
And the Chiefs are gonna turn it around and still be as good as everyone thought they were gonna be.
6 or something.
Catches Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp had going into this week, or after this week. Tyreek Hill's at like 75, and Cooper Kupp had 74 going into tonight. So,
he's got like 85 now. He had 11 in there.
He had 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 85 catches through 9 games.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp
That's-
is in a 16-game season. Cooper Kupp is setting the all-time receptions record this year.
Yeah, Michael Thomas is shaking in his
with Robert Woods out now, it's going to be crazy. I mean, he's going to set a crazy number.
Michael Thomas is shaking in his slant roots right now. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, Pat Mahomes. Yeah, I don't want to have this Chiefs conversation right now.
They looked real good.
But I'll just say, 405. You want to hear a fun fact? Pat Mahomes has had 3 405 games in his career. That's 4+ seasons because he only played the 1 game his rookie season. The rest of the NFL has 4 combined over that stretch.
That doesn't surprise me.
Anywho.
It's crazy to have a 405 game at all.
Yeah.
That's just
Thomas
the best
Brady's
quarterback
probably
I've
had
ever
one.
seen.
Tom Brady is one of them. I can't remember the rest of them. I think it's Brady, Rodgers.
I bet Brady did it on the Bucks too.
I can't remember who the third one was, but the fourth one is Jared Goff, and the only reason I remember that is because it was the Monday night game against the Chiefs in 2018.
Oh yeah, that's when Jared Goff was still like a player.
That was the year they went to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, when they were good at football, and then it played the worst Super Bowl these eyes have ever seen.
Jared Goff turned into Jared Goff in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he never
it was
recovered.
a bad Super Bowl. Yeah. So those are our picks for awards. Kind of anticlimactic, but
Thomas.
what are we doing, right? FanDuel time. Got FanDuel lineups to get into. All of us have said that our FanDuel lineups suck. So
we're in for a good week, folks.
I'm gonna have to go first here, just because my phone battery's at 2%.
All right, you go for it, Austin.
Mine's actually a good lineup. I love my lineup this week.
Okay.
Let it be known. Okay. The let it be known. Let's go lineup of the week. My stack: Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. I mean, how often does Aaron Rodgers have a 0 touchdown game? The guy's got the highest touchdown percentage rate ever seen in life.
Yeah, he does have the highest touchdown rate in NFL history. It's not particularly close.
Yeah, so how often does that happen? Probably not likely. Minnesota's defense looked very good and very bad in certain stretches of that game yesterday. I think they regress a little to their badness against Green Bay. Another division game. Minnesota always chokes. Kirk Cousins stinks. All right. Anyways, my running backs here really going heavyweights. Najee Harris against the Chargers because everyone should be running against the Chargers every play, and the Steelers are not afraid to run it every single play. So I think he comes away with a 2 yards per carry average this game, but it doesn't matter because he has 50 carries for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Then Joe Mixon against Vegas. Again, team should be running against Vegas. It's worked. Their pass defense has been surprisingly good, but they can't stop the run either. Something about the AFC West. Don't know. Oh, other 2 receivers, studs. This is called just take your half point for the PPR and move on. Cole Beasley and Hunter Renfrow. Indianapolis plays a don't get beat defense, and Cole Beasley plays a I won't beat you offense. Just seems like a good combo there. And Hunter Renfrow seems like he's good for 6 catches and 60 yards every week. Whether he gets in the end zone or not, who the hell knows? But I think that Cincinnati's going to be in the lead most of this game, so I think they're going to have to pass. Hunter Renfrow's his best target. Tight end, the Eagles are the worst team in the league against tight ends. Troutman has been good the last 2 weeks, I think. He's gotten like 5 or 6 catches. That's all I really ask for out of a tight end. Maybe he'll get in the end zone. Who knows? I mean, whatever that guy's name is, Owagabugabala for Denver this week had a 60-yard.
Respect that man. His name, say it properly, is Albert Okuwebanam.
Yeah, he had a 60-yard catch this game. I mean, that guy's a backup tight end. So
he's also
think about that. He is pretty good. He's probably better than Adam Troutman. But at the end of the day, Adam Troutman's a starting tight end in the league, and he's playing against the Eagles. So, I mean, what are we talking about? Running back, this is what I usually like to go. A good team in a bounce-back game, going to stomp. Tampa Bay against the Giants, Leonard Fournette. I just see that team getting out early. Maybe Leonard Fournette is a non-factor in the first quarter when they go out to a 21-0 lead. But after that, they're just going to pound the ball. They're not afraid to give him 20 carries. Sounds good. And my defense, is going to be a team who's played a little bit better defense lately. People would have laughed at me a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars against San Fran. San Fran played off their bum holes tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's not happening again. Jimmy G stinks. Watch it happen next week.
I like.
I agree with that.
Austin and I have a good amount of overlap in our lineups.
Mark,
So
if you'd like to go, I got 3 questions left.
Yeah, sure. I'll go.
It's 2 at midnight, man. What am I supposed to do? Not do it right now? I mean,
oh, you're right. You're right. I'm not begrudging you.
My media credentials mediocre lineup of the week.
Oh, bullshit. How do you have credentials?
NCAA basketball tournament, buddy.
Oh, what the hell? I still haven't even gotten credentials for the D1 games I'm covering.
This is the one singular time I got credentialed to do a game.
I have a question. I'll take a break from this timed quiz. Why the hell were they giving out credentials to the D3 basketball tournament?
It's the NCAA tournament.
Who gives a fuck? No offense. What are we talking about?
You need media credentials to cover.
What?
To access certain parts of the arena?
Yeah,
media credentials to cover the dogs thing at the Thanksgiving. They do the dog thing and they're running.
Probably.
What?
Yeah, do they need media credentials at the Puppy Bowl?
Pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
I needed credentials to do photography for Fall Fest a month ago.
What?
Yeah.
Credentials were overrated. Just show up.
Yeah, I mean, I had to go to the post-game press conference with the coach and shit. Like.
Yeah.
So
do I. They still didn't give me any fucking credentials.
Yeah.
I said show up and be like, hey, I have a suit on. Can you let me in, please?
That's how I went to so many hockey games. I would just like throw on a shirt and tie and walk into the Campus Center Ice Arena and be like, hey, I'm covering the game. And yeah, go ahead.
Nice.
Just hang out with the guys in the booth. But anyway, my NCAA media credential mediocre lineup of the week. My stack here, I'm going with Ryan Tannehill and AJ Brown. They're playing Houston.
Houston sucks.
That should be all I need to say on that. AJ Brown was only 7,200, which surprised me going up against Houston. I know he hasn't been as good this year, but I'll take that any day of the week. My 2 running backs, I went with Josh Jacobs against Cincinnati. I think this could have sneaky over potential. Because I don't know about
not even that sneaky. I got Derek Carr as my quarterback for the main slate. Bring him in.
So I think this has over potential. I think Vegas is going to run the ball through Jacobs. I've also got A.J. Dillon coming off of 2 touchdowns. I don't know why, but the Packers love to use him, even though they have Aaron Jones.
Well, Aaron Jones sprained his MCL yesterday, so.
Did he?
And to be clear, A.J. Dillon, good at football. He's a dog. Did you see that touchdown
Mark
run?
just took A.J. Dillon and talked shit about him, not even knowing that he's going to be the lead back in Green Bay the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Nope, had no idea.
Dillon's
this is a great pick.
He's great for cash. He's going to be like 900% rostered in like GPPs.
Mm-hmm.
That fourth down or that fourth like 4-yard rush into the end zone. Just got caught like 2 yards behind the end zone and just.
Oh yeah, no, he's a tank. He's the closest thing to Derrick Henry that we have in the NFL. The dude is an absolute superhuman.
All right, well, I feel a lot better about that pick now. I hated it when I first. Well, I just made it. I just switched him out for Cordarrelle Patterson, and I was like, I don't really like Patterson.
Cordarrelle Patterson probably not going to play. He sprained his ankle.
I saw he was questionable. I didn't know what the reason was. I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch a second of football this week.
I can tell.
Oh, you had a big win this week.
So my other 2 wide receivers alongside Braun, I've got Devontae Smith coming off of 2 touchdowns. They're playing the Saints. I also don't know if the Saints are a real football team, and I like the way the Eagles have looked as of late. And Devontae Smith's the guy there.
I hate to keep interrupting you, but I do know that the Saints are a good defense. I think I can say that definitively.
I just don't trust anything that team does, if I'm being completely honest with you. I get the defense is rated well. Don't really care. I don't really know what the Saints are as a whole unit. I don't know what Sean Payton is. I don't know anything about the New Orleans Saints.
Fuck your stats.
Yes.
I choose to not believe them.
Yes. That's exactly what I choose. In this one specific instance, maybe because I wanted an Eagle in my lineup, maybe not. My other wide receiver is Jamar Chase. Like I said, I think that's got a potential to be a shootout. He's Burrow's guy. Tight end, I went with Pat Fryermuth. I always struggle to say his name. He's still coming in at like 5,200. Steelers are playing the Chargers. If Mason Rudolph still going to play next week?
Maybe. Ben Roethlisberger has symptoms, so he could be out longer than.
Okay. I think Rudolph's going to try to find him. He's just a big target down there that has some end zone potential. In the flex, I've got Devontae Adams because I agree Aaron Rodgers is going to look to throw the ball down the field to Adams in the end zone at least once. If not, he might be good for a couple touchdowns. NBA's defense doesn't matter. I have the Colts against the Bills.
I'd just like to say, now I don't mean to keep shitting on your picks here.
Bring it on, man.
I said I hated it.
But I'm going to make a couple more jokes about Pat Fryermuth. You had trouble pronouncing his name. He has trouble being a good NFL player. And also, I'm kidding. The guy's good. But you said that he's got end zone potential. You realize they have to get close to the end zone to have end zone potential,
I'll take that.
right?
That's fair.
Just saying. I know they scored 16 points yesterday in 70 minutes of football against the worst team in football.
I like a bounce back week for the Steelers. All right. As much as I hate the Steelers, and I think they're a terrible football team.
Well, it's a bounce back week for the Steelers, scoring 20 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
But 2 of those touchdowns are going to Fryermuth.
Okay. Josh.
Yeah, I'll do it here. So I'll start with so as I said to these guys earlier, I have 3 games going on in my DFS slate. We'll start with defense because, Mark, as you know, defense doesn't matter.
It's
worth 3,000. It's the Houston Texans defense. You want a fall down game? The Titans have won 6 in a row. We just talked about how hot they are. I don't know that they're actually this good. And their offense without Derrick Henry and Julio Jones, that wasn't doing anything anyways. I don't know how they were moving the ball the other day. I was not watching that game to be candid, but I have to see how they were actually moving the ball down the field.
I was watching a good bit of it, and I can't really tell you how they were.
Because AJ Brown only had 1 catch yesterday too. I don't know who's catching the ball, and it's not Anthony Ferguson. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't care about him. Second game that we're going to, it's New Orleans and Philly. And I'm taking a little steamer on a guy who may get a touch, just got signed to the practice squad. That's Josh Adams. We might remember him, okay? Used to be in the league.
What?
No, hear me out. I have to take Josh Adams.
Way.
I have to, and I'll tell you why. Because he's worth $4,500, and that's all the money I had after spending the most expensive FanDuel lineup of all time. Kicking it off with my game stack. All of these guys are in the Kansas City-Dallas game. We're going to start with Pat Mahomes at quarterback. He gets his top 2 targets in mind with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
God.
And then you're questioning, where else did I go? I went, that's right, Zeke Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper. It worked out where I have every goddamn dog in that game. And they're going to go down. And if you want to sneak under, it's this decree right now because this game has all the makings of every Chiefs and their rival we've had in the last 3 weeks. Chiefs Rams, Chiefs Ravens 2 years. This is that game. Somehow it's not in prime time. Even going into this season, to be clear, I don't know how the fuck this game wasn't prime time. With Pittsburgh and LA on the Sunday night.
Yeah, can we flex that, please?
It 1,000% should be.
Shit. It's a 4:00 game. You can easily move the Chargers back to 4:00.
Yeah.
Put this game
Chargers,
in
Pittsburgh.
football.
Yeah. Well, it'd be great to let Herbert ball out. I don't think they've had one yet so far this year. I wouldn't mind seeing Justin Herbert on Sunday night, but this is the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs right now. I mean, this has to be a primetime game. But if not, Fox gets to kill it, and they're going to make ratings records and whatever. That's my stack. Call it the sneaky under stack of the week.
Wow.
10-7. Final score is 10-7.
Call it the Josh Adams revival.
By the way, the over-under on that game is 55.5 right now.
Oh.
So when you said you took players from 3 games, you took 1 player from 2 games, and then the rest from
the
1
rest
game?
of his lineup was from 1
I didn't even know
game,
if it'd let me do that, to be honest. Yeah.
You can
wait,
max
I missed
3
one. I
players
missed
a
my
game.
flex. How did no one
Yeah, I was
realize?
gonna say.
It was in the same game. It's Noah Brown, baby. Who else?
Who the
What?
fuck
Noah
is Noah Brown?
Wait, you can take 4 players from the same team?
That's right. First off, Noah Brown is quite possibly the
didn't even know you
greatest
could do that.
blocking wide receiver in the league. Noah
Has
Brown's
Noah
a stud.
Brown
A
ever
former,
caught an NFL pass?
yes, he has. A former Ohio State grad, Noah Brown,
Wait,
graduated
Can we
with.
go through how many options you'd have to go down to catch a pass? CeeDee
Yeah,
Lamb,
let's
Amari
go.
Cooper, Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz, probably Blake
Hey,
Jarwin,
Cedric
it gets
Wilson?
and
Blake
probably
Jarwin's on
Cedric
the
Wilson.
IR.
He's the 7th
Jarwin.
option.
He is normally the 5th receiver. That is accurate. But I'll tell you, Noah Brown, when you watch, it's hard to tell between him and
Brown
CeeDee.
and
They
Josh
both were
Adams.
80. They're both 80 and both have the same dreads. So be careful. But Noah Brown, 85, not 88. And if he's on the field, they're running the ball. But if he's on the field, they're either running the ball or doing a play action drag. Because this guy's
So
got
you got
this
you got the whole play mapped out because you have Zeke and Noah Brown.
Exactly. The
Matter
play
what,
only
that
goes to
plays
one
He
of
has
those.
the Cowboys offense, is what he has.
How much? How much was
Minus
Noah
Dak.
Brown?
Is
How
3
much
that
is
is
4,600?
what?
I will tell you, I had 9,100 with flex in the Josh Adams spot in there, and I was going through like, does it matter if it's a wide receiver or whatever? And then I saw Noah Brown at 46, and I go, I'll just take the same game. Booyah.
Jesus
Wait,
Christ.
so you have 3 Dallas receivers, but not Dak. Think about that.
Well, yeah, no, Dak's
Hey,
useless.
by the way, sorry to interrupt this incredible soliloquy that you're going on right now.
Yeah.
But I just like to say, can I find this game first before I start being an asshole, please?
This is a crazy lineup.
There we go. So remember that whole like start the Wilson or start the juniors bit?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Wilson did somehow get 10 carries today.
What I told you.
For 28 yards. Meanwhile, Elijah Mitchell ran the ball 27 times. So,
Jesus.
you tell me which running back they prefer in San Francisco.
Did they all score a touchdown?
No, none of them scored a touchdown.
What? Oh, yeah, well,
Debo got them all.
Debo did get them all.
Fat, or I can't even call him Fat Nick anymore. Nick at work. And he
Is he
listens.
not fat anymore?
No, he weighs less than me.
Nice.
He's just Nick. He's a
Good for Nick.
good-looking kid. Beautiful. And so he does DFS now, like only on primetime games. He's like, yeah, I like having action. Like he doesn't want to start sports betting, which is good,
Fair.
but he wants to like get some action on the game. So he gives me his lineup every day. He's like, do you like my MVP? And I'm like, dude, I don't know what the hell to do. Anytime I've done these, it's like the third string tight end that wins everyone money because he caught 2 tight ends. So like today, he's like, what's your like sneaky guy to get? And I was like, Jeff Wilson. He's like, what? And I was like, yeah, he's coming back, dude. Put him in an MVP.
Yeah. Anyways, I still have a lineup to get to, so I'm going to do that right now.
I can't believe you've got fucking 6 players from that game. That's
He's got Noah
unbelievable.
Brown and Josh. Josh Adams plays for the Eagles again?
No, he's on New Orleans.
Oh, he's on New Orleans?
Oh my God! So
I don't know.
You're thinking Kamara doesn't play and Josh Adams backs up.
Well, yeah, because Ty Montgomery got hurt, so they need a second running back.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Josh Adams is a goal line fiend, dude. He's gonna sneak in.
God almighty.
If Josh Adams kills the Eagles this week, I'm going to jump off a building.
It's Josh Adams' revenge game, dude.
Oh, no. All right. Well, I didn't actually go with a full game stack, mostly because I only like one of the offenses in this game. And I don't even like the offense that much. I just like Cam Newton. So for the culture, Cam Newton is my quarterback this week, and we're going to run it with DJ Moore. You know, hopefully DJ Moore, and we'll take his 30% target share and actually, you know, do things when he has a quarterback who's not brain dead behind center. So Cam Newton, DJ Moore, right? Secondary game stack. We're going to go with the Sunday night game here. The 2 surest bets in all of fantasy this week is going to be Najee Harris on one side. The Chargers can't defend shit when it comes to the run. Worst run defense in the NFL still. Najee Harris might get the ball 35, 40 times on Sunday. Lord knows they'll try if Mason Rudolph is playing quarterback. Meanwhile, you know who's a lock for a dozen targets every week? His name ain't Mike Williams. It's Keenan Allen. I'm running with Keenan Allen against the Pittsburgh defense that's reeling coming off this week. Might not have TJ Watt. They lost Joe Hayden, their best corner, during the game as well.
Yeah.
Yikes. I wanted to get Herbert in there, but I just couldn't. Anyways, my other running back is going to be Lombardi Lenny for the same reasons that Austin talked about. I wanted to do a Tampa Bay game stack, but I just couldn't do it pricing wise. So I figured I'd get
you
on
could have found a way. If he can find a way to get 18 Cowboys on his team.
I wanted to get a little bit in on the fun, so I got Lombardi Lenny in the lineup. And then my other wide receiver is going to be T. Higgins. T. Higgins, we talked about this already, has more targets than Jamar Chase this season still. Is still catching 6-ish passes a game, and against a Vegas team that, again, reeling right now. Specifically defensively. I don't know if you guys saw, but Darrell Williams mossed the shit out of Jonathan Abram last night.
Yeah.
Mind you, Darrell Williams is a running back.
Mm-hmm.
Just to point that out there. So we're going to take T. Higgins. Hopefully, maybe he gets in the end zone, right? We want to talk about target volume. My tight end is like the surest bet outside of like the top 4 tight ends in terms of targets. And that's going to be Diggity Dan Arnold at 5,400. I mean, there's 2 guys that Trevor Lawrence is throwing the ball to, and it's Dan Arnold and Jamal Agnew for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
So Dan Arnold, I'm just going to keep taking him in DFS until his price goes up because they're just going to keep throwing him the football. And if you throw a guy the football that much, he's going to be worth the $5,400 that you have to pay for. On the other side of that game, speaking of the guy who just ran the ball 27 times against the Rams, I'm going to go with Elijah Mitchell against Jacksonville. Now, Jacksonville's defense actually played a little bit better the last couple weeks. That's true. That's undeniably true. What's not undeniably true is that they've played better against the run. They're still an absolute sieve against running backs. And Jonathan Taylor just blew him up. And I know that Jonathan Taylor is built different, far better than Elijah Mitchell at the game of football. But not to be, normal, hashtag cliche guy. San Francisco's going to want to run the shit out of the ball. And in a game that they should be able to win, Elijah Mitchell is going to get a lot of touches. And that leaves me with 3,800 for a defense that you might not expect to cost $3,800 this week. That's the New York Jets. Not the Giants, the Jets.
What?
The J-Men.
The Jets, Jets?
Yeah, the New York Jets are 3,800 this week, playing the Dolphins. Now,
what a gross game.
Oh, it's going to be ugly as shit. It hasn't turned into production in terms of sacks and turnovers. Their defense has been playing a little bit better last couple weeks, coming off the bye. Except they're not coming off the bye. They played yesterday. Oh, they got shit on by the Bills.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Why are they 3,800? We might have to go back and take another look at that.
I pray to God this game is Flacco versus Brissett.
It might be.
Yeah.
No, it's Mike White's show, or Zach Wilson's back, right? Like he's in practice.
Yeah, it'll probably be Zach Wilson versus Brissett.
Unless Mike White can go. I mean, let's give him a run.
No,
White
if they start
yesterday.
Mike White over Zach Wilson and they're both healthy, they should be forced to sell the team. Whoever owns it. Honestly,
that tanking to the nth degree. Is he that much? I mean, come on, is he that much worse?
I'm not saying he's that much worse. I'm just saying you invest
the upside of Mike
White, second
White,
overall pick on Zach Wilson, and you're just gonna dump him for a guy who's played on 4 teams in 4 years and just got his first NFL action 3 weeks ago.
We've seen the upside to Mike White though. It's like 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. What is Zach Wilson's
400.
upside?
Put some respect on Mike White's name.
Yeah, the ultimate upside is 403 once in his career.
What's Zach Wilson's upside? I mean, when's he
probably higher than that?
Same amount of starts. Who's to say? Mike White truther.
Please shut up.
Is the show over?
Almost.
Okay.
We got to get out of here. So
I'd like to. Can I?
Yes,
no,
Josh.
I'd like to do a final thank you, actually, to Megan making money out there for giving me a lock and actually a couple lock. Megan making money. She's with Barstool.
Great company.
Nice. Very nice. No. She's cool though. She's like a hot mom who can. It's whatever. Point is, she gives out college basketball picks. She's been lighting it up. I take 4 of them. I lost Nunez. You look me in the eye. You tell me I got a problem all the time. I lost $180 today until Megan making money puts out her picks. I pick my 4 favorite. I parlay them. First one, Ohio minus 13. They win by 14. Lock. Buffalo money line. They win by 3. Lock. It was an underdog. Idaho plus 18 or plus 22.5. Lose by 7 in there. And now my last leg of a $130 payout is for, and to save my goddamn night in my career, is San Jose State against Stanford. At halftime, San Jose's up 9. I got them plus 18.5. We're riding to the bank, baby. We're
it's
riding
not
to the
saving
goddamn
your
bank.
career, because even if you did lose this money, you'd be back at it tomorrow because you have a problem.
I
But
was paying him.
sure.
I'm out.
Yeah, I bet San Jose State too, but I didn't even follow her. I just found that on my own.
Yeah. No, she's
yeah, that's
beautiful.
what happens when you
That'd be great.
do things. You make picks based on like what you think, and not from other people on the internet.
No. Hey. I make plenty of picks on my own.
Listen,
It's just,
you're talking to
right.
two
That's how he
guys
gets
that
down
now
180.
make picks on the internet. So please
Can
don't
we end
disparage
this
people that make
stupid
picks
show
on the
already?
internet.
The people love it.
The people don't love it.
We are
People
Mark and me though. We
love
are
it.
on a new show. We're on the Colorcast app.
Yeah,
On the
We
Colorcast
gotta
app.
plug it.
plug it.
Outside the box score, Fridays at 2 p.m. I'm the worst gambler on the planet. Josh is the best.
I'm a guru.
Yeah, and don't listen to any MMA picks that I give. Let's just put it that way. That shit did not go well.
Yeah, you had a bad showing too, didn't you?
This is why you don't bet on combat sports. All right, that's lesson number 1 as to why you don't bet on a sport where people punch each other. Okay. Anyways, before we get out of here, you should follow us on Twitter at HotStovePod. It's at HotStovePod on Twitter. Here on the YouTube side, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, leave a comment, all that jazz. Hope you listened to the radio show this morning where Mark gave his awesome cheesecake recipe. And so we won't be back for another 2 weeks on that. The 30th of November is the next time we'll be having a radio show. But anyways, the podcast we will be doing next week, the week of Thanksgiving. Because of course, why wouldn't we do it? We do it remotely. There's no reason why we can't do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, this has been another episode. You know what's funny? We finished with content half an hour ago.
I was gonna say we were doing so well to have a pretty short episode, and then FanDuel.
Yeah.
I think we did great.
This one was good.
Yeah.
I thought this one was good. Anyways, we're not gonna
Wrap.
keep filleting ourselves here while the episode's still going on. So, for these 3 gentlemen, for these 2 gentlemen and Josh, who's a degenerate, I'm Zach. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.